Liu Kang wins. Flawless victory. Fatality. Woo-wee! Are y'all ready? Let's get it.
Round one, fight.
If there was a Mount Rushmore of fighting games, you can be sure that either Scorpion, Sub-Zero, or Liu Kang's face would be on that rock. For more than 30 years, Mortal Kombat has been ripping spines and
one of the three
heads.
Representing it, yeah.
And the latest, Mortal Kombat 1 represents perhaps the most dramatic gameplay shift the series has ever seen. The new cameo system offers an unparalleled level of player expression for the series, allowing you to essentially break the usual rules of the game by giving characters tools that they weren't designed to have, resulting in a uniquely dynamic fighting system that allows for some truly wild setups. Everything built around that system.
See that combo?
Excellent story mode could have used some more polish and refinement, but even with those blemishes, Mortal Kombat 1 more than lives up to its glory legacy.
Fight!
If there's one thing you can applaud NetherRealm for in recent years, it's how each new Mortal Kombat game since MK9 has played dramatically different from the last without sacrificing that very distinct Mortal Kombat feel. So it's not surprising that even before we get to the crazy cameo system, Mortal Kombat 1 makes some drastic changes from MK11 that really set it apart. For starters, it returns the meter management to just 1 meter that governs enhanced special moves, breakers, and now jump cancels out of uppercuts. Fatal blows are still around, but are no longer invincible in startup.
Nice.
Crushing blows are gone completely. Character variations are gone, wake-up attacks and wake-up rolls are gone. Every character is now able to do much more damage without even spending any meter thanks in part to a new air combo system.
Damn.
And, thank the Lord, block crouching jabs are now punishable by crouching jabs of your own, making them much less spammable than before. These are all good, smart changes that make the action of MK1 feel fresh, yet familiar, while addressing some of the pain points the fighting game community had developed with Mortal Kombat 11. The biggest new addition, though, is that cameo system. For the first time in a Mortal Kombat game, you can choose a second character that you can call upon as an assist during a fight. Your cameo is governed
chain punches,
and every time you call them in, you use up half of it. Or in some cases, like Goro's powerful and blockable stomp assist, the whole thing. And it's great that every cameo has at least 3 assist moves, which adds multiple new tools to the repertoire of any character you choose to play. So, for example, let's say I'm playing as Baraka, who notably does not have any overheads or lows in the middle of any of his combo strings. That would make him a character that you can pretty safely just block low against, unless I add Scorpion as my cameo character, who has an overhead as one of his moves. So now there's an additional layer to my offense that I can try to use to open my opponent up in a way that I wouldn't have been able to before. Other cameos can be used to extend combos that typically would not be extendable.
Damn. Good lord.
Convert respectable damage off of small hits that normally wouldn't be convertible. And some even have more specialized uses. Maybe you give your character a teleport.
He took him with him. That was cool.
Or a way to become invulnerable to projectiles.
Yeah. I think I remember seeing that.
Or a way to quickly retreat to full screen distance. I'm not one who generally enjoys assists in fighting games since they're usually accompanied by tag systems, and I'm more of a 1v1 fighting game fan, but their implementation here is extremely well thought out, and does nothing but improve the already solid foundation that MK1 stands on. That said, Mortal Kombat has always had a very particular feel to its gameplay, something that can be chalked up to the dialogue combo system, having to hold a button to block, and some general stiffness in the movement.
I can't stand
and the more I play other fighting games, the harder it gets to come back to. It's all stuff that eventually I got used to, but it took some time to gel with MK1's unique style of 2D fighting. Once I did though, it was clear that Mortal Kombat 1's actual combat is as strong as it's ever been.
It has begun.
It has begun!
Round is a true new beginning for the series. And that's uniquely satisfying. This isn't just a timeline reset like Mortal Kombat 9. The entire history of Mortal Kombat has been rewritten. Familiar characters get brand new looks, backstories, relationships, and powers. It picks up literal eons after the events of Mortal Kombat 11. in which newly minted Fire God Liu Kang used the Hourglass of Time to reshape the universe as he saw fit. Earthrealm is at peace, Outworld is ruled fairly by Queen Sindel, and while the Mortal Kombat tournament between realms still exists, it's more of a tournament of pride and honor as opposed to a tool for realm invasion. Eventually, that peace is threatened by outside forces that I won't get into, but suffice to say, after a few very chill and lighthearted opening chapters with the supportive dad Fire God Liu Kang cheering on his plucky new champions in their first martial arts tournament,
The tournament. If I lose, focus on your actions, not the outcome.
things get very real very quick, and the stakes get raised in all the usual ways. Above all, I love seeing these new takes on classic combatants, especially those who have historically been relegated to minor roles. Baraka and Reptile, for instance, never really got to be anything more than henchmen in previous games, but in Mortal Kombat 1, they're major players with their own chapters and defining story moments. Plus, the writing is full of plenty of cheeky in-universe references that felt like nice rewards for being a longtime fan of the series.
Okay.
You can't steal the more functional hat.
NetherRealm has been making these story modes for about 15 years now, and there definitely seems to be an if it ain't broke, don't fix it philosophy at play. So if you like their other story modes as much as I did, you'll probably enjoy this one too. While I wouldn't say that anything needs outright fixing, there's definitely some room for refinement that still hasn't been capitalized on. Every chapter just throws you into the shoes of a new character without a hint of guidance on what's special about them, what their combo strings are, their launchers, or their special moves for instance. I had to learn things on the fly by bringing up the move list, trying things out string by string, special move by special move, and by the time I'd finished achieving a base level of competency with the character, the chapter's over, and I've moved on to the next.
Okay.
This mode would benefit so greatly from optional, short, developer-led character guides that can get you up to speed on the fundamentals of a character before you have to spend the next 30 minutes playing as them, especially when its tutorials are so good outside of the story mode. Beyond the cinematic story mode, the big new single-player mode for Mortal Kombat 1 is Invasions, which combines the themed environments and rewards of the Crypt, some light RPG elements from older Conquest modes, and the quick back-to-back gimmicky battles of the Towers of Time, packaged in the form of a virtual game board.
How come everything
It's
turned
a
to fire?
mishmash of ideas that
What's
sound
going
good on
on?
paper, but unfortunately tries to be a few too many things all at once. Almost every invasion board is made up of a series of spaces that have a themed fight assigned to them, like a fight against Reptile on a space called Look to La Luna, or a fight against the superpowered Kung Lao on a space marked
Kung
Lao.
Lao.
You move around the board conducting an exhausting grind of clearing repetitive battles against enemies that don't put up much of a fight, collecting a slower than usual drip of worthwhile rewards, finding keys to unlock gates, and completing challenges like Test Your Might or survival minigames until you reach the end.
Yay!
Along the way, you might
A
find
lamp of
gate towers
happiness.
where you must fight a series of battles, with one loss sending you all the way back to the bottom, or you could be ambushed in between spaces and have to fight a challenging opponent with unique modifiers. But even those are often pushovers. For the vast majority of encounters, I went into autopilot mode with Li Mei, doing the same launching combo that would be risky against a smarter opponent, regardless of who I was fighting against or what the modifiers were, only occasionally being forced to consider the RPG elements in the chapter-ending boss battles that dramatically power up one of the combatants in unique ways. Sure, there's a lot of extra stuff going on underneath the hood in Invasion mode. Every character in Cameo has a damage type, with a complicated type advantage and disadvantage chart. There are talismans that can be upgraded to provide a variety of different status bonuses, and relics that frequently come with both the positive and negative bonus to weigh against each other. But that's all just a lot of complexity that doesn't really add any value to the actual gameplay. Late game boards up the difficulty and force you to engage more with the RPG mechanics, but that's not much more fun either, since Mortal Kombat 1 is at its best when there's no gimmicks involved. I'm happy to have the option to play the occasional silly match with wild modifiers and themed challenges, but Invasion strings too many of these fights together and expects you to play through them all in order to unlock many of the best cosmetic options for its characters. That turns it into a chore. However, one thing that MK1 does get right is that the more you play with a character, the more you unlock for that specific character, regardless of what mode you're playing. And there is a ton to unlock for everyone. There's new gear, skins, taunts, brutalities, and even fatalities that come with every character level up. Granted, you'll probably be able to find the input command for the locked fatalities before you unlock the in-game instructions if you search online, but nonetheless, you're rewarded well for maxing out a character's progression track. One
Those
aspect
taunts.
that Mortal Kombat 1 does better than just about any other fighting game out there right now is its tutorial. It continues to build upon the great work done in Mortal Kombat 11, expertly explaining everything from its most basic controls to intuitive breakdowns of system mechanics.
That's what I'm going to have to go through this.
That outright explain in detail how to approach crushing your opponent,
I know.
what to do when they're knocked down,
I haven't played
how
this
to
game
frame
in
trap,
years.
how to jail, what all those things mean, and plenty more. It's the kind of comprehensive tutorial that all fighting game developers should include. And all fighting game
Dang,
fans
Fireball
should
is
play it
fast
all the
as
way
hell.
through. I do wish that same level of commitment was also applied to character-specific tutorials, but there are 7 combo trials for each character at least, which is nice to have.
Okay.
On the subject of online, it's mostly unchanged from Mortal Kombat 11, both for better and for worse. The netcode is good, King of the Hill is back, and Combat League returns with seasonal rewards for achieving high ranks in the form of currencies, skins, gear, profile
Lot of
pictures,
modes.
and more. It remains a great ranking system, one that generally succeeds at matching you with appropriate fighters, and rewards your investment with unique prizes that are worthwhile because they mean something more than just a skin you got from a random chest pull. That said, it's still incredibly frustrating that Mortal Kombat 1 still does not let you matchmake while in another mode. Mortal Kombat is pretty much the only major modern fighting game franchise now that doesn't let you do this. Not only that, but there's no way to create a custom room with multiple slots for multiple matches to go on simultaneously, and when you join in on a match in progress, you have to wait for the match to finish and just stare at a blank screen. This might have been fine back in 2019, but the bar has been raised, and NetherRealm feels like they're getting left behind by the competition. Crossplay is coming down the line, but it's also disappointing that it's not available right out of the gate. One thing that cannot be overseen
Her mouth
is
is
how
disgusting.
gorgeous Mortal Kombat 1 looks. The character models already looked incredible in Mortal Kombat 11, but here they're taking the step even further towards photorealism without ever causing that uncanny valley feeling. The real star, though, are the stages. The environmental team at NetherRealm has truly outdone themselves.
Yeah, it looks like a lot
Some of
going
the most
on.
Gorgeous vistas and
Yeah.
disgusting-looking dungeons the genre
is
has ever
nasty.
seen. Not to mention those fatalities, which are extra gruesome this time around.
Disgusting. Imagine having all your stuff ripped off of you just through sheer air friction and velocity.
Mortal Kombat 1 is another great entry in this legendary series, but it's not one without issues. The new cameo system is excellent. There are smart changes to the fighting mechanics
Had
that
to
address
spotlight
many of the
on 'em.
fundamental issues that cropped up over MK11's life, and there's also the fantastic single-player story mode that continues to be the gold standard of the genre.
I'm sorry, you're 10,000 years old? Talk about aging gracefully.
But certain elements of online play are starting to feel dated, and Invasions mode is not nearly engaging enough to hold my attention for as long as is needed to unlock a majority of the goodies hidden behind its many treasure chests and gimmicky battles. Still, Mortal Kombat 1 marks a new beginning for the franchise, and it's a very exciting launching point for the next era.
Okay. Great.
For more Mortal Kombat 1, check out the first minutes of the game in 4K. Also take a look at all the fatalities. And for everything else.
Well, y'all know that's coming next. Y'all know that's coming next. First 17 minutes, okay? Okay. Well, what y'all think? Y'all know I'm gonna go watch like 5 or 6 other ones and see exactly what's going on, you know what I mean? See, but yeah, I'm most likely getting it, so as soon as it's available for me, we good to go. I forgot what date it comes out, but I'll be checking right now. Post comments down below. Let me know what you think. Are you getting it? Are you not? 10 million subscribers. Woo!